Welcome back, everybody, to another fantastic day in CS2 case market coverage. We're just going to jump right into this so we don't waste your time here. Clutch case still sitting at about 60 cents, which is up from what it's been, sitting at about, well, I mentioned the other day how I felt that it would kind of hover around 60, and it is. It's bobbing up and down from about 60 to 62 cents here. You can see just a little investment offloading going on there for a cheaper price, but really been seeing a lot of good growth on this one within the last month, about a 10-cent growth within the last month, which wouldn't sound like a lot on some other cases, but to a case that's 50 cents, that's a lot. That's a really big proportion. So we're seeing a lot of growth on the clutch case. CS20's up to 85 cents, up a cent from yesterday. Prisma's up a cent. Prisma 2 is up a cent to $1. First time we've seen them go to $1. Now, these danger zones, I just want to warn everybody on these and let everybody know that you need to not panic on these because while it looks bad that the price fell 10 cents in like a day or two or whatever, what you can see is that it's not really that bad. We're realistically about like 400 cases away from being back up to 110, and then an equal amount probably to get up to where we were around 115. This is just investment offloading from some case holders, some investors that are looking to go ahead and make some money and sell it at a cheaper price than what the market is at currently. And that's what you're seeing right now. But these are going to get bought up very quickly. Cases get bought up by the thousands and thousands each day, especially the danger zone case because there's so many in circulation. But well, what you'll see here, I want to mention this, is that usually you can tell on the market where the price is going to hold based on how many thousands are placed at a certain dollar amount. Like with these, just the other day, I believe they were sitting at like 2,000 or something around 115 or whatever. And you can see that this is only 203.66. So these aren't really firm prices. These are going to get bought through and the price is going to rise very quickly on these. You can tell that these are people more offloading for a cheaper price than what the market's generally holding at right now. And you see that constantly. This entire graph is full of that. And it's like that with every single case. This is just how cases operate. I mean, you can come at any point in this graph and it goes up and it goes down and it goes up and it goes down and it goes up and it goes down. And that's just what it does. It's what it's doing right now. And I don't believe this is going to be a very strong trend that's going to go taking this under $1 or something. Could be wrong. I really seriously doubt it though. And if I do see something like that, I'll let you guys know. But I really think this is going to recover within probably a day, two max, and could begin growing after that. You never know, but I really think it will. The danger zone moves in the many thousands per day on the market, so this will be changing very quickly, especially because I film these at night, so buying doesn't go on as frequently. People can kind of post overnight and let it accumulate, and then it gets bought up the next day at times. But prices do generally go down during the day sometimes as well. But it's not always a set thing that happens at nights, but we're gonna hop into here with the shadow cases still hovering around where they've been staying. The horizons are down 4 cents, and while I wish I could say this is the exact same scenario as with the danger zone case, I can't say it's exactly that because there's quite a few more being offloaded, but not really. I mean, we really are only about like almost 1,000 cases away from being back up to 150. So again, in my estimation, this is just offloaders temporarily kind of lowering this price. And if you look here, like the total listings about a week and a half ago were 9,000 for the Horizon case. And so now they're all the way up back to almost 15,000. So almost 6,000 additional cases on the market caused only about a 4-cent drop. That's really not bad, and tells you that the true market for, or the true price value for this case is holding around 150 because even with such a huge surge of offloading, it's still hovering around that 150 mark. So it's actually a good sign to see, and I do think that these will climb up very soon. I don't think it's here to stay at 146, and I doubt that they'll keep going down. They could go down to something like 140 at the lowest, but if you go ahead and look at where it started on the month, we're still way above where we were at the start of this month. So again, every case goes up and it goes down. This might be the down period, but it's a matter of time when we see it start really climbing up again because there's only a limited number of cases of these rare cases out there. So as they get open, the price eventually has to go up because the supply is going down on these. So revolver case is held the same. The Falchion case has gone down, but it's really the exact same thing. And even in like a lighter sense, like really we're only like 100 and some cases away from being at the price we were yesterday. So really don't think of this as like that bad of a drop. Again, it just looks like some offloading to me, and I really think we will be back up in a matter of a few days. So just keep your eye on that, and we'll be watching it throughout the next week or so to see where these move. But again, I really do not have confidence that it's going to keep falling. But we'll see. I know I sound biased because I always say that the market's growing, and it is, because I do think we're at a really hot point in the market right now. And I do think that this will carry on through 2025. These kind of emulate the CSGO market kind of emulates how the world market's going, and the economy, like certain things are starting to improve, go up, whereas they've been down kind of a good bit the last maybe 5 years, especially since COVID happened. You know what I'm saying? So that type of thing did down the economy a little bit and did downplay some growth. But as things start to grow in the real world economy, you tend to see it in the case economy. So anyways, guys, and also the fact that this game released in China, and is growing all over the world. We see an average of like over 1 million players a day, like constant, like playing at all times, at least 1 million. I don't know how many total millions per day, probably 15 million or more circulate through the game every single day. So this is a hot market. It's only growing. Um, and yeah, anyways, I want to jump into these mediums here, priced cases here. The only cases we've really seen a lot of growth on are the chroma case, which has still seen just a straight up exponential growth on that from the month. In the week, it's up a lot, starting at 416 all the way up to 431, where it's sitting now. And then if you go ahead and look at the spectrum, these have seen untold growth. Let me show you this, man. Within the last month, yeah, it's been nice. Started about 406 up to about, 462 where it's sitting now. And on the week, started about 418. This is in a week to 462. Oh my goodness, that's incredible. A huge jump on the spectrum. If you're a spectrum case holder, you just made tremendous money this week, and hats off to you. Good work on your investment back in the day. But the Phoenix Broken Fang cases have really stayed the same, not really moved today. The Riptide stayed the same. Same with the Winter Offensive. Breakout gone down a little bit, but it shouldn't be that much. Yeah, just one case. Still sitting at about 844 on those. Glove case, still sitting at around 860. Not a lot of movement on that. So yeah. That's just what we're seeing today. A little bit of droppage. Again, I do think this is just general ups and downs of the market. I do not have a lot of faith that this is going to be a serious long-term fluctuation, though if we begin to see that trend, I will point that out immediately. And where you will see that trend is if, like, say on the danger zone case, for example, if you really were to see a crash like what happened in the original crash way back in the day, we saw these go all the way up to about like $1.17 back in the day and go down. And why I think this is different is because that's actually been like many years since that happened, and it's been extremely stagnant. That's what I'm saying about like since COVID kind of happened and the world economy slowed down a little bit, the case economy kind of slowed down a little bit. Um, and I do believe that 2025 and the next like 5-ish years, especially, are going to be a good year in the world economy. I know I'm not a world economic, fucking expert on that shit, so I really can't tell you that. And my reasoning on that, I don't know in particular, but we'll just have to see. But I think things have been trending in the right direction. If you do listen to what economists are saying, they have been saying that for a while. So I do think it's headed up here soon. And along with that, there's just a general less number of these cases available. So I do think even if we will see a surge and a drop, the surge will be much greater than the surge that we have now because in those years, a great number of the cases have been open, and I think that we're gonna eventually, when we see a surge by the end of maybe 2 years or something, um, going to be holding at a much higher price if it does go down a little bit from that surge. But I don't think we're at that surge right now. We're just at the start of seeing booming growth. That's what I've been showing you guys every single day. The constant growth. Again, today, just a little bit of a stagnant day, but that is very typical for the market. We see that in every single case. Just the ups, the downs, the ups, the downs. And it's just how they operate. So thank you guys all for coming out. We're going to go ahead and take a look at this again tomorrow. The Spectrum case, really the winner today, taking on huge growth, really like 40+% growth in a week. Oh my gosh, that's huge, huge on a case. So, anyways, thank you guys so much for coming out. I'll see you guys tomorrow and peace out.